A qualified parachute rigger must be able to determine which type and number of parachutes to use for each specific item. He must also decide what size and shape padding and number of lashings the item requires. And he must judge which platform will best meet a given situation. As the training continues, you realize that the same general rigging principles apply to all heavy loads. However, specific methods apply to each individual item, and these must be thoroughly mastered. The assembly line method is the system a rigger will most often use when he returns to his unit. The assembly line may be as long as 200 feet and have 7 stations, one for each step in the rigging. In actual operation, you as a rigger will be in charge of one of these stations, supervising personnel of the unit to whom the equipment belongs. Just as in a Detroit assembly line, preparation for the item to be rigged is all important. The honeycomb is prepared at Station 2. The vehicle to be rigged, in this instance a Jeep, is prepared at this station. Windshields are secured and other components checked. Then it is positioned on the honeycomb. At the same time, another vehicle is having lashings installed at Station 4. Then, at the 5th station, cargo parachutes are stowed on the load. Here, the release assembly and other components are prepared and placed on the vehicle. At the last station, the vehicle is given a complete inspection by a qualified parachute rigger. At the end of the line, completely rigged vehicles are placed aboard a transporter for movement to the airfield. The next day, you're at the airfield, ready for another crucial test, to see that the heavy equipment you have rigged will sustain the impact of an actual drop. Both the rigger and the loadmaster are experts in their respective fields, and because of this, a feeling of mutual respect is enjoyed by both. The rigger's technical knowledge must be relied upon by the loadmaster for the airdrop portion of the joint inspection. This inspection is vitally important, and it is thorough down to the last detail. The U.S. Air Force 25K loader is designed for quick and efficient loading of heavy items. After the vehicle is loaded and secured, there's a second inspection to make sure that everything is still A-OK. The extraction system is checked out carefully. And you're examined carefully too, for you're going to jump after the equipment you've rigged. From your seat in the aircraft, you see the extraction parachute as it inflates, pulling out the heavy drop load. You see the parachutes you packed inflate, lowering the equipment to the drop zone. The aircraft circles and you make your first tailgate jump. As you descend, you realize that with this jump, you are making a great stride toward a new phase in your military career. This is the climax of your parachute rigger's training. Now you are no longer a student to your instructor. Except for the final graduation ceremonies, you are a qualified parachute rigger. Your own emotions can best be described by the way you feel when the instructor lets you try on his rigger's cap for size. It is a proud symbol of the skills, knowledge, and sense of responsibility you have gained during your 3 months at the Parachute Rigger School. These intangibles are most accurately summed up, perhaps, by words from the Rigger's Pledge, words that have become almost a part of you. I will keep constantly in mind that until men grow wings, their parachutes must be dependable. I will never pass over any defect, nor neglect any repair, no matter how small. I will stand ready to jump with any parachute which I have certified as properly inspected and packed. I will remember always that the other man's life is as dear to him as mine is to me. I will be sure, always. Most of all, you will never forget this, that the United States Army paratrooper has placed in the hands of the U.S. Army parachute rigger his most valued possession, his life.